short. Yeah.
I mean, let's talk about banks a little bit more, because they make the largest segment of our markets across the continent.
Correct.
I mean, how does a CEO of a bank run a bank now? I mean, when you think about NPLs, when you think about lending, when you think about there's pressure to lend, there's pressure not to demand payment.
Correct. it's a double-edged sword, yeah.
There's pressure to recover because you can't follow up.
Correct.
For recovery is a socio activity.
Yes.
Which
it's a discussion.
All this shutdown cuts out every effort to recover. I mean, how do you just run a bank? And when you say this is a screaming by, are we reflecting on the banks that were there 4 weeks ago, or are we reflecting on banks that we're going to have in another 1 year?
It's an interesting question. And I think, to be honest, again, I think we started by agreeing no one had foreseen this, yeah? And I think all CEOs of all companies, not even just banks, have been disrupted from how they do business. With all the other little crises here and there, you know, cash crunch and all that stuff, we knew how to forego that. But now we have a crisis where even if you're going to recover, who are you going to sell it to? Because recovery only works in one way. You recover it to dispose it. If you're not disposing, why are you even recovering? Because recovering in itself is an expensive affair. Yeah. So you only ensure you recover if you're sure of disposing. Otherwise, they come recover your car. They have now to start paying yard fees, you know, auction fees, and again now parts start missing from your car. It becomes a scrap, and they cannot eventually sell it. So they've ended up incurring more losses than they would have actually incurred when they paused your loan. Yeah. So again, from the social call and the humanity call is, yes, you cannot recover right now. And even if you did it, I mean, it bears no fruits, you understand? So you're being pushed by the banks to lend. Of course, that will drive the
banks
NPLs.
are being pushed by the government to lend.
Yes, banks are being pushed by the governments to lend. They're even having more free cash from the CRR that we talked about. Now they have that in excess of that 6 billion to lend. But then again, remember, this is shareholders' funds. You know, these are borrowed funds. They also need to repay. And yes, that might have also been paused. But now the other thing,
the government has become the shareholder.
Yeah, the government has now become the shareholder. Now dictating how the money is going to. But I think it needs at such times, then the government also needs to come in here, because of course the NPLs are going to shoot up, and they're going to go over the roofs. But that is something we can deal with once we deal with the
the virus.
We can also almost have a grant from the government to the banks. You know, they can have a time period where they'll have time. They'll be given a time frame. You know, we're not going to shut you down. You have 10 years to now work on your NPLs, on how you do the recoveries, how you do the write-offs, and how you do that. And I think to a big extent is, once everything normalizes, the banks will just come with a cash grant and just give them and tell them, you know, we understand you helped us during the time we needed you most. Here is 10 billion per bank, you know, just to deal with your NPLs, to bring them lower. You understand?
So there are more packages down the road.
There are definitely more packages down the road.
Once the economy
survives this.
I think
the next 2 weeks are going to be very crucial. Very crucial.
Very crucial.
I can almost bet you within those 2 weeks we'll have seen the president again out with more packages or more measures.
Let's talk about social engineering, because I think this is going to be interesting. And you were already discussing about re-engineering our last mile delivery. So there are clear benefits that are actually going to come out of this crisis, because we are being forced to do things differently
from what we did
and better than we have done before.
Correct.
Let's talk about working from home. You've been at the desk.
Yes.
How has it been to work from home?
Well,
and how is it even possible?
So I think how we've been doing things and how our tradition has dictated so far is you know, if you have to work, you have to be at the office, you understand? If you're not at the office, your boss knows you're not working. Now that has been disrupted.
Yes.
And now we've not seen a clear directive from the government. I think that's something else we might start seeing, like in the US, where they're told 50% of your staff have to work from home. Now it's mandatory. It's not a requirement anymore. 50% or more have to work from home. So right now it's just a handshake, and I think, especially for where I work, we've seen the management being very proactive in it. They're now pushing.
How many people have been in the office?
I've been alone in the office.
You've
so
been alone in the
my
office?
colleagues, yes, in an office of more than 15.
Yes.
All of them have been working from home. And the only reason I've actually been in the office is because there's a system we're still trying to sort.
Yes.
And once that is sorted,
yes,
I'll also start working from home.
Yes.
That's now, it has disrupted us. We've
Yes.
now done the unthinkable, the
Yes.
unimaginable, you understand?
Yes.
That we can actually work from home and deliver.
Yes.
You understand? And now we are safe, and we're making sure our loved ones are also safe.
Yeah.
In terms of, again, how we do things and how we think about things, we've talked about the last mile delivery. I think now the government needs to more and more think about that. I think that was part of the government's planning, the housing plan that we had. I think it was one of the big 4 agendas, to just make sure we all have formal housing. You know, we need to do away with the shanties. In this day and age, we don't need to be talking about shanties and the slums there in Mukuru, Kwajanga, and all those other places. Once we do away with that, and everyone now is in a formal place, with a formal, you know, we've done the street lighting, we've labeled the streets properly, then the last mile connectivity starts to work, security starts to work, you know.
So even in this particular crisis, if the government comes to a point where it needs to distribute food and supplies, we might be forced to actually have proper identification of
we'll be forced to do that,
and which will tend to outlive
correct
this particular crisis.
Yes.
Yeah.
The other thing I think the government has also noticed is, you know, we have to buffer up now our healthcare system as much as we can. Now it's not a time to, you know, you have cancer, you fly to the UK or India. Now you have it, you're stuck with us here. You
use what you have been investing in.
You've been investing in, yeah? So if you've done nothing on it, then you're served with nothing, you know. If you've done something on it, then you're served with something. So healthcare is another key component. And I think even when it comes all the way to schooling, we now know what our sector is actually supported with. And now we start making proper, you know, career choices in school, all the way from schools, and not just going to do a degree course for the certificate, you understand? You know, because our course was introduced in the UK, now we do it here. So we now know the key things, you know, that drive our economy. Our economy is unique. An African economy is unique. We know what we need to work on.
I mean,